Marry My Husband is the perfect show to watch for anyone missing Park Min-young and Park Seo-joon's romance K-drama, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. After taking a 2-year break from Korean dramas, Park Min-young returned to the small screen as Kang Ji-won in Marry My Husband. The romantic K-drama follows Ji-won, a woman who is down on her luck and is stuck in a loveless and abusive marriage. Ji-won dies and wakes up 10 years before the events that lead to her death and is given a second chance at life. Marry My Husband is more than just a romance K-drama given that it combines other elements such as revenge and time travel. Like in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, Park Min-young's character is one of the best things about Marry My Husband. Although she has starred in several other K-dramas, she is mostly recognized for her role as Kim Mi-so, so it's not surprising that comparisons were drawn between What's Wrong with Secretary Kim and Marry My Husband. Marry My Husband is Park Min-young's perfect spiritual successor to What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Marry My Husband and What's Wrong with Secretary have similar themes. Marry My Husband and What's with Secretary Kim have several things in common aside from having Park Min-young as one of the primary protagonists. Both shows have entertaining plots that infuse humor and compelling romances. Like What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, at its core, Marry My Husband is about not wasting a second chance. In What's Wrong with Secretary, Kim Mi-so had the opportunity to change some things about her life that she didn't like. Similarly, Marry My Husband's Ji-won was given a second chance, which she used to start afresh. Despite their similarities, Marry My Husband and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim are different shows. Marry My Husband adds time travel and supernatural elements to the office romance and revenge tropes. On the other hand, What's with Secretary Kim is a pretty straightforward K-drama that sees how Mi-so's decision to leave her job affects Young Joon's life. In a way, the differences between the romantic K-dramas are what makes Marry My Husband the perfect spiritual successor to What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, because it has similar themes but with an interesting angle. Marry My Husband completely flips What's Wrong with Secretary Kim's story. Ji-won and Mi-so have opposite stories. Ji-won and Ji-hyuk holding hands in front of a painting in Marry My Husband episode 16:1. While Marry My Husband and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim have common themes, Min-young's characters in the two shows have opposite stories. In What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, Mi-so wanted to have a personal life after spending the majority of her adulthood being the perfect secretary. Mi-so is a competent employee and is incredibly good at her job, but she knows her life is missing something important, a family and a chance to be seen as someone who didn't put work first. Ji-won, on the other hand, dedicated her life to a husband and best friend who didn't deserve her loyalty or love. After discovering that she had cancer and practically going through the treatments by herself despite having a husband, she knew that something had to change. To make things worse, Ji-won discovers that her husband is cheating on her with her best friend, and they are waiting for her to die so that they can collect the insurance money. Following her being mysteriously dragged into the past, Ji-won resolved to have better friends and focus on her career. Marry My Husband continued a Park Min-young trend that started with Secretary Kim. Park Min-young usually takes on characters with similar stories. Ji-won speaking to the press in Marry My Husband. Park Min-young is one of the best South Korean actors and has had roles in several great Korean dramas. Since starring in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, she has played other characters who are similar to Mi-so. Park Min-young's characters are mostly known for trying to find a balanced life between and work. For instance, her character in Forecasting Love and Weather has a similar story to Ji-won in that they both have cheating partners who are also their co-workers. Despite it seeming like Park Min-young plays the same character in her K-drama romances, she always brings a fresh perspective to each show. In most cases, she has roles where her character is taken advantage of because she is considered fragile, but is stronger than she looks. No matter how many times Park Min-young takes on roles that are similar to one in Marry My Husband, it's still heartwarming to see her characters achieve their goals and live happily ever after.